Once again, welcome to the Exploring the Significance of Digital Skills Training for Accountants session. I'll now turn things over to our presenter.
Hi, everyone. My name is Priscilla Limin and very glad to have this opportunity to do my presentation at this virtual symposium. So the topic for my presentation is exploring the significance of digital skills training for accountants. So here I would like to thank my chair, Dr. Roger Mayer, for his guidance and encouragement to help me to complete my DBA study. So first, let me share some background about this study. So we know the development of digital skill is affecting every aspect of our lives. Current business world is also undergoing digital transformation. So the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic has forced businesses to accelerate the digital transformation to survive and thrive. Digitalization also impacted our accounting profession significantly, and accountants are experiencing the role changes in the current digitalized business world. So the accountants' roles evolve from a traditional lower value added financial reporters to higher value added business partners with strategic orientation. To be successful in the new roles, accountants must possess in the essential digital skills to use modern digital technologies for effective automation, data analysis, and communication of information for decision-making. However, several scholars reported that accountants do not possess essential digital skills to apply modern IT tools due to lack of training and resources, particularly in the regional accounting firms. So currently, the Big Four firms provide significantly more digital skill training than non-Big Four firms. So one of the biggest challenges regional accounting firms face is the lack of the training strategies and resources to help professionals to embrace the digital disruption in our accounting profession. So next slide, please. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so here is our problem statement. Accounting firm leaders face a challenge with employees who lack digital skills because of inadequate training and are left behind or replaced by automation due to technological advancement. So according to this author, Divers, 69% of new accountants noted inadequate training on applied digital skills, which include digital communication, accounting automation, data analysis, and presentation skills. The general business problem here was that some accountants at accounting firms lack the digital skills to meet their clients' needs in the current data-driven business world. The specific business problem was that some accounting firm leaders lack strategies to train staff members on digital skills. So the purpose of this qualitative multiple case study was to explore strategies that accounting firm leaders used to train their staff members on digital skills. The significance of this study. Accounting firm leaders may use the results of my study to implement effective training strategies to improve organizational efficiency and profitability, which contribute to the local economy through tax revenue and increase social well-being for employees and stakeholders. So the framework for the theory for framework, human capital theory here served as the conceptual framework to support this study. Becker used this theory to explain that society, organizations, and individuals benefit from investing in human capital through education and skills training. Next slide, please. So my literature review began with the examination of human capital theory. Then I focused on the literature related to the digital skills such as the changing roles of accountants in digital age, accounting skills, competencies shift, necessitated digital skills, the importance of digital skills to the accounting profession, digital skills development for accountants, and barriers, challenges in digital skill training. So I use this literature review to support my DBA study and to address my research question. Next slide, please. So research question here for my study. What strategies do the accounting firm leaders use to train the employees on digital skills? The following are the procedures that I use to conduct this research. So first, I recruited participants for this qualitative multiple case study. I posted the interview invitation at the LinkedIn, and also I reached out my professional network to recruit potential participants. And then I conducted semi-structured interview via Zoom platform. After transcription, I developed approximately like 2 pages of summary of the interview, and then I sent those summaries to each participant for member checking, and just want to make sure my interpretation was accurate. I also performed a triangulation. So in the follow-up email, I requested the company's documents to support the effectiveness of digital skill training strategies. So the participants provided me with the company documents, such as internal email, peer review report, website posts, and their company's value statement. Then followed by a data analysis with the NVivo software. And then I draw the conclusion and wrote the report. So the participants' parts for my study, the populations were partners, managers, directors at 4 regional accounting firms in our Houston, Texas area. So the populations must have a minimum of 3 years of experience and have involved in professional development and employee education to help employees improve their digital skills. So the sample size consists of 6 participants. I performed we call the 5 stages of data analysis suggested by Ian. So first, I compiled the data from the interview and a transcription. Then I used an NVivo software to disassemble my data by coding and grouping them into categories and reassembled data into themes. And then I interpreted the information and eventually draw the conclusions to write the report. Next slide, please. So findings. 3 major themes emerged from the data analysis process. So first one, the theme 1 is digital skills needed for success. So the needed digital skills include data analysis skills, automation, and other AI-based application skills, digital communication skill, and cloud-based software skills. Theme 2, demonstrating investment in digital skill training. So participants identified various effective digital skill training methods, such as in-house group training, on-the-job training with mentorship or buddy system, third-party training outside the firm, and online self-training. Participants also emphasized the importance of establishing digital leadership to invest heavily in digital technologies at their firms. And the theme 3, benefits and the challenges of digital skill training. So benefits include, but not limited to, improved working efficiency, increased client satisfaction and recruitment, Also, this digital skill training strategy help recruiting and retaining employees, improve employees' job satisfaction and self-confidence. And several challenges have also been identified, such as reluctance to change, especially the older generation accountants, then cost and time constraints, also some software issues from third-party providers. Okay, next slide, please. So interpretation. First one is what needed digital skills, including skills in data analysis, automation, and other AI application, digital communication, and cloud-based software. So the Excel skills are considered to be essential for success. And advanced data analytics tools such as Power BI or Tableau have not been adopted widely at local regional firms. Digital skill leadership definitely plays a critical role in implementing digital skill training strategies successfully. And also society, organizations, individuals benefit from digital skill training strategy. So this study's limitation, first, my study only focused on our Houston, Texas area. So we have the geographical limitation here for this study. And then participants with time constraints limit their attention to the details of the questions asked during the interviews. Recommendations. So one key recommendation was to offer training opportunities and intergenerational mentorship. So the training opportunity, like what I mentioned before, and the firms can adopt various training programs such as in-house group training, on-the-job training, third-party training, and online training to help their employees to improve their digital skills. The intergenerational mentorship works like, you can pair your younger generation and older generation accountants together. So both parts actually lead and learn. So we know, even though digital skills is so important right now, but soft skills such as communication, critical thinking skills is still very relevant, for our accounting profession. So younger generation definitely can learn from older generation on their soft skill area, while the younger generation accountants are more technological savvier, so they can help those older generation accountants to improve their digital skills. So this type of intergenerational mentorship actually can benefit both sides, because both sides can feel humble and confident since both sides lead and learn together. And social change implication. So accounting firm leaders may help their staff accountants to develop the perceptions, we call the perceptions of high employability and self-confidence when they implement their digital skill training strategy successfully. And employees with adequate digital skills may work from home to achieve, we call that a work-life balance. Clients in our community can receive better service when employees demonstrate proficiencies in the digital skills. The result of this study may also contribute to the change in the local university accounting curriculums to include essential digital skill aspects. The subsequent success of employees and businesses can improve local communities' economic stability and growth. Next slide, please. So I just list a few references here. Next slide, please. So here is my conclusion. The purpose of this qualitative multiple case study was to explore training strategies that accounting firm leaders in Houston area used to improve their employees' digital skill. 3 emergent themes include digital skills needed for success, demonstrating investment in digital skill training, and the benefits and also challenges of digital skill training. So findings from this study reveal the significance of digital skills to our modern accountants and the variety of effective strategies available to train employees on digital skills under digital leadership. So even though it is still at the beginning stage, regional accounting firms have started preparing to encompass more advanced digital technologies in accounting field. So this concludes my presentation, and I would like to thank everybody. So now I would like to invite your questions.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing your research with us. If you have questions or comments, you can feel free to input them in the chat. And before we began, I shared my interest in the accounting field, having come from that field myself. I'm curious, while we await some of the other questions or comments, if you could share a little bit more insight as to what you learned about the use of Power BI and Tableau or lack thereof. It may not have been part of your study, but when you were speaking about that area, I was wondering what, if anything, your research revealed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a very good question. One of my actually interview question for the theparticipants is, what type of digital tools that they use in their practice. So I specifically asked them about the data analysis part. So only one of the participants mentioned that their firm used a Power BI, which is considered to be a more advanced data analytics tool. So all the other 5 participants said that they their firm have not started to use that type of Power BI and a Tableau yet. So right now they still focus more on Excel. So they consider that the Excel skills are so important, is one of the most important data analytics skills that they require their employees to have. So Excel, we know we use them for a long time, start from the spreadsheet, right? Of course, Excel developed also. Now, accountants can use Excel to perform some data analytics task. But if we talk about a big data, which include not only the structured, but also unstructured, those data. So I found out that, from literature review, I found out that, those more advanced data analytics tools should be employed. Big Fours, they use Power BI, they use Tableau very often now, but still local firm, regional accounting firms, they have not used widely.
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely. I would think maybe some larger corporations have business analysts in maybe a separate unit or department or something like that, and they have that expertise and they partner with accountants or managers of finance in that area. But the smaller firms, that may not exist. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's a question in the chat. How do your results impact what academia needs to teach? And I think you maybe share a little bit about your background now being in that profession as well.
Okay, yeah. So I actually used to work for accounting firm, after graduation. I got my MBA accounting from City University of New York. So after that, I worked for Ernst & Young, and I also worked for Merrill Lynch and the New York Life Insurance, the accounting department, and also international tax department. So, but then our family moved, from north to south. And after I arrived in Houston area, it's I can say it's like a by accident or whatever, one of a friend here, actually, she was a mathematics professor at Houston Community College. So one day when I chat with her, I said, well, I haven't decided if I want to go back to, I want to find an accounting firm job, here in Houston area, but I really do not like those long hours. So, and then she said, well, maybe you can just start to teach. But at that time, at the very beginning, I was not confident. I know how to do all the work, but I do not know if I'm capable to teach students, those accounting concepts, that kind of thing. But anyway, I just gave it a try. And I think, it's so funny. The chair interviewed me, and then he said, oh, Priscilla, I can let you start to teach our introduction of accounting. And I asked him, I said, well, I never have teaching experience before. Do you want me to demonstrate some teaching piece, whatever? And then he joked with, he said, it doesn't matter. It's okay. If, after first 2 months, no students came to me and said that you are not very good at teaching, then you should be okay. So anyway, I survived this first semester, and I love teaching. I start to love, just fell in love with the teaching, and it's just so exciting not only I can understand the concepts, but I can now to help my students to understand those, accounting concepts. So, and then I decided I just want to stay with the academic area and do not want to go back, to the accounting firm. So then I, let's see, 4 years ago, I started to teach at Preview A&M University. So that is the AACSB accredited, College of Business was AACSB accredited. So one of the requirements, I remember at that time, our dean shared with us, we need to start a data analytics course to fulfill the accreditation requirement. And then also when I joined some CPE meeting, with my Texas CPA Society, Houston Society, and then those accounting firm leaders kind of I'm not saying complain, but they just say, hey, you guys, produce all these new future accountants, but when they start with us, they lack of a lot of, the essential skills, the advanced, Excel skills, various digital skills. So that actually is a starting point for me to consider this research. Anyway, so these findings, and definitely, I'm going to share these findings, with at least starting from my school, and to let them know exactly, what kind of digital skills that the practitioners are looking for. So we definitely, we would like to revisit our curriculum, and then to incorporate those essential skills. So for example, like Excel, Excel, we teach Excel, but in a very like a basic level. So since nowadays, I understand that Excel, the advanced, the functions are very important for the in the practitioner world. So I will I can consider ask my students to get like a certifications. They can do some work, to get certifications of the Excel, if they can do that, I can give them extra points, for my accounting course. So those kind of things. So we definitely do have to revisit our curriculum in order to incorporate whatever that I found and to help our students, become a better future accountants.
That's wonderful. It sounds like there's some excellent applications of your research in the institution that you're working for right now and beyond, definitely. I was just thinking too about the process you've been through, going through this research. For those who might be just starting their doctoral journey or just starting their dissertation process, can you tell us a little bit of advice? Any tips that you would have for someone just starting out their research process? Some lessons that you learned, maybe what to do or what not to do?
Are you referring those just start their courses, or they have already completed the course, they start their project?
Why don't we consider those who are approaching the dissertation phase, a little bit closer to working, beginning their research?
Yeah, so once they complete the courses, and so the first, I think the topic, your research topic is very important. So hopefully it's really something like, what I mean is, because I noticed some students just choose the topic, it's kind of has already being researched a lot. So in this case, you do not have too much new insights maybe you can develop. So I suggest those students, definitely, for example, I remember like one of my classmates, and she tried to do the research related to transformational leadership. But then I remember she told me, this topic has been researched for a long time. So of course, she can find a lot of the literature, do the literature review part, but it's so hard to find some new gap. That's right, the new gap, for her to do further research. So I just, suggest the students really work together with their chair and study the literature carefully, really find some good gap. Another thing is I really found that the Google Scholar is a very good tool. So I signed up, with Google Scholar, and I put down the keyword like digital skill and accounting or accountant. So like each week, they will pop up some good articles for me. So it's kind of, I constantly get all these new articles. I kind of know the field, what are the researchers have already been done in this area, and then what kind of a new idea that I can get. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I heard that earlier in a session today. Keep reading, read, and read some more. And just when you think you've read enough, read some more in the literature that relate.
Right. Another advice is, I think, in order to complete the study, you don't have to be super genius, like, super smart in order to complete the DBA study or any like a doctoral study. But one characteristic is so important, is perseverance, because for sure you will have obstacles and you will have those moments, you sit there, you just do not know, what you can continue, right? So in this case, if you give up, or if you complain, or it's not helpful. So just hang on there and seek any help that you can get, and just tell you, I set up this goal, and I'm gonna complete it no matter what. So this perseverance, I think, is one of the most important characteristic that you should have in order to complete your journey. But once you complete your journey, you just feel so good about yourself. Yeah.
That's really important advice. Thank you. And once again, we want to say thank you for sharing your expertise and your experiences with us. I've thoroughly enjoyed the topic, and I know our other attendees have as well.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.